All right, I just finished up a 3-hour food tour with Arigato Travel here in Tokyo, Japan. It's my first time visiting the city, and we were in the Ginza district walking around. The food experience really started off with a bang. Almost literally, you had smoke, had some fire, seared tuna using straw. I guess it's a traditional method, and it was just exceptional. I hadn't experienced anything quite like that. The taste, the texture, very fresh, really flavorful. Definitely the highlight of tonight. They followed that dish up with some sweet potato, deep fried sweet potato, as well as a dish that was sort of like a chicken burger, ground up chicken on a stick, a little bit of sauce. We had to break a raw egg yolk, mix it around. So that was okay, but definitely the straw fire seared tuna, definitely the highlight of that meal. From there, we took a short walk through some scenic and historic areas, walked by some other restaurants. That was very interesting. But then we went to an Okinawan themed restaurant. And I'd just probably describe this one as a bit more home cooking. Some interesting dishes as well there. Had some seaweed, a seaweed dish that was basically just seaweed, but the texture was interesting. I think they called it grapes of the sea. And it was the texture of popping bobas, if you've ever had that. Put them in your mouth, and these little balls would sort of burst. And they also followed that up with sort of like a pastry that was like if you're a Canadian, or if you might be familiar with a donut hole or a Timbit, so that kind of texture. And then there was a final dish, a vegetable dish with some bitter melon, along with a bit of spam and a bit of tofu. When they say bitter melon, they meant bitter melon. It wasn't to my taste. I tried to wash down that bitter flavor, but it lingered. So it wasn't for me, but if you like bitter flavors, then that was definitely something to try. And a surprise little bit of highlight from this restaurant is what I presume was the owner of the restaurant took an instrument off the wall and asked if he could play for us. And so he played a traditional Okinawan song. Some of the other patrons in the restaurant started clapping and singing along. So that was definitely an unexpected highlight. I'll also talk about our guide. His name was Kaz. He is a half British, half Japanese national. So just for our comfort speaking English, it was great to have that native English speaker. We could ask questions, converse very easily, but his Japanese half really shone through when he talked about it, the familiarity with the food, his affection of the food. You could really see his face light up when he was talking about it. So it was really great to have that experience. After we finished at the Okinawan restaurant, we went to a tea store, and they treated tea like a science. They were working with beakers, they had thermometers, they had hourglasses, they had measuring cups, and they prepared the same tea leaves 3 different ways for us, just based on temperature, the temperature of the water and time, and 3 different flavors, 3 different colors, 3 very different experiences of tea. And after that, we took a quick walk to an artisan cookie bakery, got to see some designs on some cookies, got to take a souvenir cookie home, and the final stop on our walking 3-hour food tour of the Ginza district in Tokyo was a place that makes mochi desserts with fruit and cream. That was a nice light way to end, so we wrapped it up there. Anyways, great experience, 3 hours, Arigato Travel, Ginza District, the All-Star Food Tour. I would definitely recommend it, and if you can, ask for Kaz because he gave us a great tour.